Honey, do you know the big bunch of flowers that you got for your birthday from your boss?
Yeah.
Can I set fire to them? I came downstairs yesterday morning, groggy as always. If you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. I've sorted them out with the breakfast. I've changed bums. Kettle's on the boil. I'm about to make my coffee, and I look over and I see a pretty much dead, getting towards dried out bunch of flowers. I am from Northern Ireland and we call them flowers. It was Rachel's birthday 2 weeks ago and she got a big bunch of flowers, and not for me, and well, she got a tiny crabby bunch of flowers for me, and obviously they started to die and wilt and wither. So I'm standing, waiting on the kettle to boil, looking at this bunch of flowers, and I just think, I'm gonna set that son of a bitch on fire. Used a couple of elastic bands just to, really tie the bottom of them together so that it was one single bunch of flowers. There was still quite a lot of moisture about, so I wrapped up the bottom of them in paper towels just to try and absorb as much as I can throughout the day, because I was going to do this later on in the evening. I tried to find like a cool container to put them in that would look good in the photo, but I was looking around everywhere, and all of our cool containers, we like them because they're cool containers, and I didn't exactly want to set fire to them, so in the end just opted for a plain old flower pot. I figured white spirits might be good, sprinkle a bit of white spirits over it. It's highly flammable, sprinkle some of that over it, set it on fire. That should work, hopefully. Went up to the attic where I keep all that crap and grabbed my white spirits. Thought that it might be best, seeing as I'm playing with fire, to do a little test. I took one single flower out of the bunch and doused it quite heavily in the white spirits. I want this to go up in flames, so I tried to get a single photo just of me holding a flaming flower basically, like in front of my face. Pretty cliche, but it's just experimenting. Hi Ellie. Oh, you say hi everybody.
Hi everybody.
Right, so I've got this flower and it's covered in white spirits. I'm trying to light it and it's just not going at all. White spirits, and I'm not saying that it's not flammable, but in this situation it was not flammable and nothing was happening here. I took like 30 photos and not one of them was that flower on fire. Then I had the genius idea of, I've got a can of petrol in the shed for the lawnmower. Petrol is flammable. I put a decent wee drop on the end of the flower, and man alive did that thing go up. And it kept burning, and it kept burning, and it kept burning. So I took my first shot and sort of tried to blow it out, so I could try it a couple of times, and then it was not blowing out, so I just thought, alright, I'll just hit the shutter button again. Took some more. The photo looks like an emo band's album cover. Photo, it's fine. It's, like I say, it's pure emo, but if I may say so myself, I'm actually really quite happy with my edit on it. We were having a bit of a special dinner that night and watching a movie afterwards, and I just thought, I do not want to wait until like 10:30 or something for all that to be over and for it to be dark. I'm just going to do this now. So it was about, I think it was about 5:30, 6 o'clock, went out, had the full bunch of flowers, had the petrol can, had the lighter, had all my cameras going. I thought just to sort of really help the fire blaze and take quickly, I would stuff a few bits of newspaper just hidden in the flowers, not at the front so you couldn't see it, but like, towards the back. I managed to get the petrol coming out a bit like the way you would, shake vinegar out of a vinegar bottle, it wasn't pouring out of it, it was just wee drops, and I was sprinkling it all over it and thought, yeah, this is really good, I'm being quite sensible here, not too much. Then sort of just went, oh, and a whole big pile came out. Figured, well, this is going to burn really well, this is going to be an awesome photo. Set fire to the first piece of paper. That took, I think, quite quickly, and that started going up. So I sort of thought, all right, this is gonna go. This is gonna be awesome. Nothing happened. Tried setting fire to other pieces of paper. Some of them took, but barely did anything. Some of them didn't take at all. Meanwhile, this first bit of paper is starting to go quite well. So I thought, right, screw it. The thing's doused in petrol. It'll all go. I'll go and get my framing quickly. In that space of time of me thinking that, I had the biggest flame going that I would get the whole time, and by the time I was kneeling shooting, it was gone. It was basically just a tiny little flame with a surprisingly large amount of smoke. It doesn't really show in the video, but there was a lot of smoke coming out of this, and there's like an alleyway between my house and our neighbour's house, and the camera doesn't see it, but that filled with horrible smoke, petrol smoke. And so I just immediately panic of, this is not going well. I'm taking a couple of shots and already knowing these are terrible, these are awful. I'm starting to think, Luke, you absolute moron, this is just the worst idea ever, this is the worst thing you've ever done. What, I'm such an idiot, I didn't even have water to like pour it to pour over it or anything like that there. Despite the fact that there was a tap behind that gate behind the flowers, I didn't have like my watering can or the hose or anything connected ready to go. I tried lighting more paper and it just was not. This is dry newspaper with petrol and it would not light, and yet still I was getting all this smoke come off of it, but just no flames whatsoever. It was terrible, and I just had this moment of standing there and just thinking, what am I doing with my life? Phone rings, and that conversation basically went, honey, where are you? I said, yeah, I'm just around the side of the house doing this photo. Rachel says, right, well, I'm about to get the dinner nearly ready. Abigail's just peed herself, can you deal with it? Standing there, alleyway full of smoke, flowers not burning, terrible photos, dinner's ready, daughter's just peed herself. I figured that was time to call it quits, and Rachel was making us a really special dinner, which was like a replica of one of our favourite dishes in one of our favourite restaurants, the Jamaica Inn in Bangor. It's like a chili chicken pita with like lettuce, coleslaw, sweet chili sauce, homemade chunky garlic chips. Oh my word, it was amazing. I'm not going to be one of these positive YouTubers that's like, never quit, never give up, never take no for an answer. In that situation, I was 100% right to quit. It was a stupid idea to begin with. I did not take safety precautions. My method was just all wrong, and yeah, I was right to stop. So the photo, so bad. It is a bunch of flowers with two tiny little flames coming off the top of it, and a ton of smoke. The only thing that I actually quite like about this image is so I've edited blue into it, and the blue smoke I think kind of looks a bit cool, but it is just garbage. It's not the worst photo I've ever taken, because obviously I've taken photos in my pocket or of the ground or the lens cap still being on, but I mean, for the time, the thought, the effort that went into this compared to the finished result, this is the single worst photo I've ever taken in my life. But you know what? I'm not perfect, nobody is, and I thought, instead of just burying this vlog and not letting anyone see it, I'm just going to show you all my mistakes. I'm going to show you all my flaws. I don't want to try and come across as one of these perfect photographer, videographer, YouTubers who just always gets it right and knows, hey guys, this is the exact thing to do in this situation, this is the exact equipment you need, and you know, I don't want to come across as this brilliant photographer, genius guy. I'm going to show you all my mistakes, all my flaws, all the crap that comes along with this journey, and I want you to come along it with me, because I am still learning photography. Videography, much more my thing. I'm much more comfortable with video. Photos, it's really just been this year, 2020, where I've actually really tried to become a photographer and learn. If you haven't been along for the ride, I've been doing a bunch of vlogs where I'm trying new stuff that's new to me anyway. Some of it worked, some of it not so much. And this one very much is in the not so much category. When we were eating dinner and watching the movie last night, we were watching our way through all the X-Men movies, I kept just thinking back to what I had just done like an hour before and just smiling at just how stupid and ridiculous it was and how crap the photo came out. You want to eat? I'd love to eat too, actually, to be honest, but the fact that it was just so epically bad, I'm almost glad, I'm almost happy, because it was just funny. It was just funny. I wasn't angry at all. Honestly, I just laughed about it. Be a loser, fail, you know, just learn and have fun while you're doing it. It's fine. I don't exactly have like a quote, like, oh, as the 100 guy always says, but if I vaguely have something along the lines of a quote, it's, when it comes to photography, video, when it comes to anything, if you have fun with it and you learn, you're doing it right. So just go out there, take photos and suck. It's fine. I would love a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.